Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Courtney Wallace.
And I'm Zoe Reynolds. Divers continue to pull bodies from the ferry that sank off the coast of South Korea last week. Among them, a boy and girl who apparently tied their life jackets together so they wouldn't float apart. The diver who found the bodies said he wasn't strong enough to pull both of them out together and was forced to separate the two. The confirmed death toll is currently 171. 129 people are still missing and presumed dead. The crew told the children to stay in their cabins as the ferry began to sink. Those who listened passed away, while the others who went on deck were rescued. Investigations are continuing and are focused on human error and mechanical failure. Classes resume at the school today.
The White House is condemning this morning's deadly attack on 3 American doctors in Afghanistan. A statement called the attack despicable and cowardly. A Cure International hospital security guard reportedly shot the 3 doctors and injured 2 nurses before turning the gun on himself. The hospital said the security guard was not an employee, but served as a part of the team to protect the hospital. 2 of the dead were a father and a son, and the third had worked as a doctor at the hospital for 7 years. The attack was the latest against foreign civilians in Kabul this year.
The Israeli government has put a halt to peace talks after a unity agreement among the rival Palestinians. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas formed a unity government with the rival Hamas movement, a group the U.S. and Israeli classify as a terrorist organization. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Palestine's new unity government is a great reverse for peace.
We're trying to relaunch the negotiations with the Palestinians. Every time we get to that point, Abu Mazen stacks on additional conditions which he knows that Israel cannot give. So instead of moving into peace with Israel, he's moving into peace with Hamas.
After a 5-hour meeting, Israel's security cabinet unanimously decided to cut off contact.
Kids and teens don't have enough to do during the summer. CSUN offers summer youth programs. Stephanie Murguia is in the newsroom with more.
Thanks, Court. Among the teenage youth programs here at CSUN, the Teenage Drama Workshop gives teens an opportunity to make memories and learn more about theater. TADW Program Director Doug Kaback says new workshops will be added this summer.
Kids 12 to 18 years old, 7th grade to 12th grade, to be in acting, voice, dance class every morning, improv, playwriting, musical theater, and they're working with professional directors and designers. And we do shows like Disney's Beauty and the Beast this summer. We're going to do a pirate show, so plays for children and family audiences. This summer we're going to add a production called Joining the Spectrum with the well-known program The Miracle Project and their director Elaine Hall, which will bring autistic teens to the program, working with non-disabled peers on an original show about inclusion. So this is a really great opportunity to work with college students, work with professionals, and see if this is the career choice.
The program runs from June 16th through July 27th. If you are interested in volunteering, visit csun.edu/TADW for more information. Now back to you in the studio.
During President Obama's complex 8-day trip to Asia, the president's easiest interaction has been with a robot. The president met the robot during a tour at Tokyo's National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation. Obama and the Honda humanoid robot exchanged friendly words as they kicked around a soccer ball. The president later said the robot was a little scary because of how lifelike it was. Obama's in Asia all week in an effort to reassure nervous allies about U.S. defense cutbacks. South Korea is the president's next stop. He will also travel to Malaysia and the Philippines.
A Kentucky postal worker has been sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. Brent Morse was convicted of hiding, destroying, and delaying the delivery of almost 45,000 pieces of mail. Morse stored the undelivered mail at his deceased mother's home and in a rented storage facility near his mail route. Morse, who worked as a mail carrier for 5 years, told police he just wanted to pick his kids up from school on time every day.
CSUN celebrates Earth Day with free food, activities, and music. Earth Day is celebrated to bring environmental awareness to those on campus. Activities include airbrush tattoos, crafts, and games. The event is sponsored by the Associated Students and will feature 50 vendors who strive to create a sustainable lifestyle. The event will be run entirely by biodiesel fuel generators and will continue until 4 today on the Bay Ramian Hall lawn.
The weather in Oklahoma has been all but sunny. Golf ball size hail has been reported near the city of Wallace. Tonight, the residents are at risk for severe thunderstorms. Hail is to continue through the evening and wind gusts are to reach up to 80 miles per hour. Severe storms are expected through Sunday.
Back here at home, it's a nice sunny day. CSUN students seem to be enjoying the warm weather. It is currently 77 degrees and will continue to be in the high 70s throughout the day. The sun will set around 7:30 this evening and the moon will be in its crescent phase.
Lorena Mejia has the latest with tech news.
The Federal Communications Commission is getting ready to propose new rules for the internet. The FCC has been trying to solve the issue of net neutrality for years, making today its third attempt to finally make a decision. If the rule is adopted, internet service providers would be able to sell a faster pipe into American homes. Of course, if those Americans are willing to pay extra. Companies like Google or Netflix that rely on broadband could take advantage of these rules by paying to ensure that their traffic reaches consumers without disruption. Those against the proposal say this is unnecessary, harmful, and unfair. Amazon has recently made a deal with Time Warner's home box office. The agreement allows Amazon's Prime Instant Video service to stream a number of HBO hit series. The deal sounds great, but it doesn't include current HBO hits like Game of Thrones. It was described as a multi-year contract, but it is not clear as to how many years. For the latest on health, let's go to Jeanette Orallo.
The FDA is proposing more regulations on the popular electronic cigarettes and other tobacco products. Currently, only cigarettes, smokeless tobacco, and roll-your-own tobacco are regulated. New regulations will include cigars, pipe tobacco, nicotine gels, water pipe tobacco, and hookahs. Manufacturers will have to register all their products and ingredients with the FDA. Health warning on all tobacco products will be required, and the sale of products in vending machines will be prohibited. A new study shows drinking wine is great for your kidneys and could prevent certain diseases. The National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found moderate wine drinkers had a 37% lower risk for chronic kidney disease. Wine drinkers who already had chronic kidney disease were found to have a 29% lower risk for heart disease compared with non-drinkers. So go ahead and enjoy a glass of wine. Your kidneys may thank you for it. Lorena Mejia has more on the news from Wall Street.
Apple is seeing big stock gains today. The company released its first quarterly earnings after yesterday's market close and beat all expectations. Apple shares went even higher once Apple revealed that they are expanding their stock buyback program. At last check, Apple's up more than 8%. The maker of underground Bitcoin vaults has introduced a debit card in hopes of luring more customers. Zappos says the debit card will function like a normal debit card, except with Bitcoins instead of traditional currency. The card will function anywhere traditional debit cards are used, off or online. The digital version of the card is free, but a physical card will cost $15. Zappos will begin to ship out cards in 2 months and expects to use the payment networks of MasterCard and Visa with banks in the United States and Europe. The Clippers are on their way to make franchise history. Jeanette Orallo has more on the story.
The Golden State Warriors will try to redeem themselves against Los Angeles Clippers in their third playoff game tonight. Although the Warriors lost the game 2 by 40 points, the series is tied 1-1. both teams still have an even shot at advancing in the playoffs. The game will be at 7:30 tonight in the Oakland Oracle Arena. NHL teams are still battling it out for the Stanley Cup. Columbus, Chicago, and Dallas all used their home court advantage to gain victories yesterday. The Columbus Blue Jackets came from 3 goals down to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. Dallas managed to beat the top-seeded Anaheim Ducks and tied the series. And the Chicago Blackhawks beat the St. Louis Blues in an overtime match to tie the series. Chicago's Patrick Kane scored 2 goals to beat St. Louis. Chicago will face St. Louis again this Friday at 5 in the evening. Award-winning musicians are celebrating the First Amendment by performing on campus today. Matador News reporter Melissa Trahin in the newsroom has more on the story.
Thank you, Jeanette. Those musicians are performing right now at CSUN's Plaza del Sol. Journalism professor Stephanie Murguia says the event celebrates the First Amendment, featuring songs that have been banned, censored, or sparked social
One
change.
song might be Wake Up Little Susie by the Everly Brothers, because that was very controversial when that came out. And beyond that, I'm not totally sure. Maybe Louie Louie by the Kingsmen, which was investigated by the FBI for, I believe, 18 months.
The concert was sponsored by the Associated Students and the Society of Professional Journalists. SPJ President Alexi Chavachian hopes the event will set a precedent.
This is our first time ever doing the concert, so as the first time we were kind of scared about the turnout, of course, but we are sold out now, so it's going to be a great event, and hopefully if it goes really well, we can do it annually.
Many students say professors gave them an opportunity to attend the event for extra credit. And now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for joining us here at Matador News. I'm Courtney Wallace.
And I'm Zoe Reynolds. Have a great day.